Ai, e hika mā tahuri mai rā ki tēnei hākina e pūare ai o koutou taringa, e pūkanakana ai o koutou karu, e pūare ai o koutou ngākau ki te Pāwhutu Paoro. Nau mai and welcome to the 2020 Bunnings National Touch Championships. My name is Te Aorere Pewhairangi. Joining me in the box for this one is none other than Georgie. E hoa, you're puffing a bit there, just come back from O40 class.
Oh, that's right. I'm inspired by these young gentlemen out there in the over 40s grade. I've been training for next year's National Championship. I got my puff on. I'm here. I'm ready to deliver and see these guys in action.
Awesome. So we see this 40 men's grade, Auckland versus North Harbour. We'll call it the Battle of the Bridge.
The Battle of the Bridge, Auckland versus North Harbour. And what two great teams, what two great provinces, and they've all been through the systems. If you look at this team, there'll be names in there that you recognise from yesteryear, Touch Blacks, Provincial Opens players galore. It's going to be an exciting game. There's minds out there that are beyond any capability of what we've seen so far in the tournament. But I'm not too sure about the bodies. But looking at some of these bodies, mate, they are looking ready to go.
Yeah, absolutely. And they are looking like they're in good nick out there. So we see North Harbour running from left to right. They will attack first. So a lot of chatter out there. Some good communications, and it's a nice little pass. Unfortunately, they didn't come off there for the Harbour side.
Yeah, everything well. They had a nice structured tap-off move there. You saw backdoor plays coming with a nice phase on the fifth and final. Just didn't quite connect. Auckland now have the ball in hand. Let's see what they can do for their first set. They're getting momentum through the field. A little bit stagnant there, but with a touch up their sleeve, they have an attack from dummy half. And that's some great defence there from North Harbour to hold them off the try line.
Yeah, Mike Berry there with the scoop, with the power scoop. Towards the back end of that set. So some good positive signs here early on for this North Harbour side as they look to make their way up the field. They come to this attacking play, asking for the count. Some good experience out there. Tapsel, he'll go for the scoop. He'll come down the short side, throw the huge dummy.
Yeah, huge dummy. That was pretty impressive, but the back flick wasn't as impressive, and it didn't go the meterage he required. I think that was intentional. Try to give him a bit of time to get back on side, but referee was on to that. They know this guy from back in the day, one of the greatest in the game of the mixed scene, a world champion for the New Zealand Open Mix, 1999. He's been there, done that, and it's good to see him back on the touch field. These boys here with Auckland taking control. Ooh, there's showing a bit of mana there, a bit of power. These guys been doing... Sorry guys, we just had a bit of technical difficulty there. We're just all sorted now. The power of these guys has come through on the into the commentator box. Nice sweeping play there by Auckland, well read by North Harbour.
So we see this Auckland side, they're hot on the attack here. Still not little. And Georgie, it looks like it's the errors that are creeping in that are letting both teams down at the moment.
Yeah, there's a few rocks there. The touches I've given with passion there. Ramika, who's usually well in control of taking a few hits there, lets the ball go over to North Harbour. North Harbour coming through the midfield, showing a lot of passion and drive. Here we go from dummy half. Scott McLever sets up out wide on the left side.
Yeah, and that's a good attacking set there by North Harbour. They didn't get the try, but they got the second best thing, and that's to kill the ball on the far end. So Auckland will look to make their way up the field. They look to get some fresh legs on. It's touch 3. Just getting over halfway now for that. So they'll look to go to their power scoop. No. Fortunately for them, the defensive line is caught offside.
Yeah, a lot of love and respect there for each other. Showing a bit of respect with some hard touches there. Showing you how's your father. Haven't seen him for a while.
Auckland working it through the middle there. Pinu in dummy half. Working with McGrath. Spreading the North Harbour defence. Hazley, who's no stranger to the dummy half position. Fires, loads, locked and loaded, out wide. Pinu, he's happy. He's got the struck back to halfway. Talk us through it.
Yeah, and it's a nice little easy old school play here with the back door. And they go the open side with the chopping line and just put the defence in two minds, and nice little finish out in the corner there.
Yeah, and a great call by the referee. It was 50-50 from our view here, but on the replay, he's the man on the... He's right on the money. Good touchdown. Auckland, 1-0.
North Harbour, they're hot on the attack. And they look to go down this left side, and they're making it look easy. There was a hand in that pass, but North Harbour quick to strike back.
Yeah, in from dummy half. You're only as good as your choppers, and when you want a good chopper, you don't look any further than Alan Lindstrom. Here he goes, reaches back, gets a good ball, and he managed to get the ground. Look at that big man. I hate to play him on the rugby field, let alone the touch field.
Yeah, it's some good physical bodies out there. As we see Auckland making their way up the field here. Some real confidence in their passing. They come down the short side, look to open them up. There's a lot of space down the right side. They come back down the short side with a cut. There's some solid defence there by Harbour.
Yeah, solid defence and well read there by number 14 in Harbour, getting in the passing lane, which forces the ball to go to ground. Some great momentum here. It's a bit of a seesaw battle, one end to the other. Harbour getting the fresh recruits on. Nice punishing drive with one more up their sleeve. See what we got for a set to get something up the back end here. Blair, nothing connecting.
Yeah, it's a nice scoop and a nice platform there set by Justin Poihipi. Nice hard drive on that fifth touch, but unfortunately a bit of a juggle from Ngarimu Blair, which invites Auckland back into this game. They have some fresh legs on in the form of Berry. He's got some wheels on him. See what he can do. He goes down this blind side, a little bit of a cut and a flick. Bit of razzle-dazzle.
Yeah, great razzle-dazzle there. And the cut's always on, but North Harbour are getting in the firing line, so they're shutting up fast, getting up there, so when the pass cut comes, there's no other options after that. Well read.
Some good defence shown by this North Harbour side early on. They look to transition here into some yards. The little backdoor play. They get some fresh legs on. And we'll see in this 40 men's grade a lot of subbing. Try stay as fresh as possible. Here's a 21 scoop, a tackle, and they're just going to, they're calling a recount for that one.
Yeah, a little shake of the fist there. In action, you know too well, we're getting a recount. So North Harbour have the ball with a fresh set of 6. With your history in the game, it's lucky to have you here in commentary today, Te Aorere, one of New Zealand's finest in the New Zealand Open Men's Club Division, national champions once again, and to have your experience with us today.
Oh, kia ora rai hoa, but all the action at the moment is with this North Harbour side. Yeah, hoa, talk us through this one. They're making it look easy out there.
Oh, these are plays from the old playbook of Reds, Galaxy, Brothers. It's great to see. Here's the old sweep play in the back door. Scott, we know, and turns back, goes inside, and then another cut. I didn't know that move. I think they just made it up on the spot. Justin Poihipi. I know that man well, and he's got talent to burn. New Zealand representative for the New Zealand 40s at the World Cup 2015. It's good to see him with the boots still on.
Yeah, some good talent out there as we see this Auckland side. Some little errors. Yeah, and another one there that has affected their play. I don't feel they've played to their full potential in this first 10 minutes of the game. But they're blessed with this one, e hoa, with a penalty and another attacking set.
Yeah, these guys, for what they lack of in maybe speed and ruck control, they actually picked it up in ability of making positive touches. So I'd love to see the pressure gauge on how much force was within those touches, because these guys have got some good arms and not giving an inch.
Yeah, some good physicality out there. A few how's your fathers catch up for a couple lemonades after the game. As we see, last play here. Auckland side loving, both sides actually, loving to run these cut plays. Sorry, 5th and final now. They look to spread the field. Kill it on this side. Some good experience there. Knowing they weren't going to get a try or a repeat set, so killing it away from the Harbour box.
Nice work turning it away, and it was great to see Daryl Baker there with a couple of cut plays in that set of 6. I think he was... man, oh man, Mr. Cleo, Bachelor of the Touch Scene, 2001. But his looks couldn't get him across the line that time.
Yeah, and unfortunately it was on out wide there for this North Harbour side. Just the subs coming on a little bit too late. They created a 2-on-1 option out there, but no one was out there. So we see this Auckland side. They're back on their yards. Both teams with some positive transitions here from the fence into their yards. So you see, they'll look to lay a good platform for this last scoop. They'll look to go down that short side, a bit of wheels, but they're going to call the touch pass.
Yeah, it was good to see Paraha Hazley, who's usually the man going from dummy half, go down for someone else, which put a bit of confusion into Harbour there. Referee was happy with the 5 metres. So yeah, it was a touch from dummy half, and now Harbour have the ball, going to the right end of the field.
Yeah, and they're finding a lot of space down on that left side. So they'll look to come back to this right side, and it's an easy dummy. And North Harbour go bang, bang, bang. They're up 3 points to 1.
Bang, bang, bang. The guy with the pistols. Here we go. Scotty knows who to give the ball to. Stacey Tapsell with all the experience. Just the show and go. The aura of the man just creates space. No, it isn't. Another good-looking gentleman by Kahi. Jangus. Stacey, you got a double banger.
So Mike Berry, he's back out there now. He's got some killer speed for this Auckland side, working alongside Paraha. Now look to flow into something here. Paraha directing his troops. Looks like they're setting up for a sweep play. Front door, back door coming. Unfortunately, some good defence there by North Harbour. So they turn some defence straight into this yards. I think in this orange zone, we have to give it to North Harbour. They're winning the arm wrestle at the moment. Just some nice positive yards, some good flow in the middle of the field. Auckland were lucky not to give away a penalty there in the ruck. Motaku he hoa, I cut you off early on.
Ka pai, mate. It was good to see Stacey Tapsell on there. I think I can identify him now with the hat to the back and the dirty moustache. I'm surprised he's allowed out of the house with that one.
Yeah, and Auckland, unfortunate here. I'm not too sure what the call is, but they're having to give it over to this North Harbour side. So, with just over 7 minutes to play, North Harbour in prime position to extend their lead to a 3-point lead in this first half over Auckland, which we mentioned, it is the battle of the bridge. They'll look to run the sweep play, come to this open side, 432 pick, and they're penalised there, Auckland, and North Harbour quick to strike, and the ref's going to give it.
Nice work there by Willie Walker. He doesn't muck around here. He's a man of action. As we go to the Bunnings replay, he gets the penalty. which I thought may have been called a bit early because they had a second phase on, but who needs the second phase? Here's third phase here. Willie Walker does what he does well, gets over the try line. What a touchdown.
Yeah, and that's a good attitude by this North Harbour side. Just to get on with the mahi. So Auckland, just over 5 minutes, 6 minutes in this first half. They'll look to strike back, close the gap a little bit just before they go to the drinks. So we see another move, second phase play here. It's on out wide for this Auckland side. And he's going to give it, Ehua.
Yeah, there's a few badges out there in the referee's scene, but unfortunately they're all playing. They all had some comments on this one. We're having a look here. Referee obviously has called play through, is not happy with the onside position. And Mr. Baker does very well in scoring the touchdown by listening to the referee. It's not over until the referee blows his whistle.
Yeah, just over 5 minutes to go. North Harbour look to make their way up the field here. Come back to the same pattern. The next play in the middle. But the ref, they're being consistent with their offside call.
Yeah, being very consistent. A couple of times I think they may be calling a little bit early for the benefit of the team with the ball, but hey, they're getting a fresh set because they're looking for that second phase opportunity. Scotty there with the short step back play. Successful. Stacey Tapsell puts a dot over the line with the One Foundation replay. These two guys familiar to the open scene of years gone by, still doing the damage. Good old sevens play, chopping the hole, one shutter there and one shutter slightly late. Tola, if he was there a split second earlier, would have been great defense, but on the other side, great attack.
Yeah, it's just old school attack there. Some nice little plays, just some 1-2 plays as we see Auckland make their way back up the field. See a pair of glasses out there as well. Nice little left foot step and a cut. Dummy half. I don't think I've ever seen that. Someone playing with some shades.
Yeah, you got to look cool while you're doing your job sometimes, mate. And no, I think they're prescription ones. I'm sure he wouldn't be allowed just to do it for the coolness because the sun's not too bright today. Here we go, Harbour. Working the area, they've done well with leading through the orange zone. Good transition. This is some good strike play, getting through midfield. Juddy, they call him, is the nickname of number 5, Justin Pui Hepi, with the famous late cut. Over the top, nice chopping, second phase. Would have been great if there was 7 touches in the game, but there's only 6 touches in the official rule book.
Yeah, he tried to sell it there to the referee. But the referee knew which touch they were on. Calls them back, so we see Auckland's a good positive defence here by this North Harbour side, showing some good fitness in this grade. And it's another positive touch, and they're rewarded with a sloppy scoop. So some good signs by this North Harbour side early on in this matchup. They look to bring some fresh legs on. And they're letting the ball move freely out there, Georgie.
Yeah, the ball's moving well, and I want to come back to the pressure of these touches. So what you're seeing out here, because you're no stranger to the Open Men's division, which this year should be playing for the Auckland Open Men's, but let's hold that as we go forward. How do you think about the pressure with these touches? Is it about equivalent to the Open Men's division, or do you think there's a little bit more?
I think towards our older grades, we see in the Open Men's, our players are mid-20s. But you see in these grades, mid-30s, mid-40s, your body is a lot more mature. So I'd say the touches are a little bit more physical out there. And there is also the air of gamesmanship. They know how to play. They know how to put those extra little niggles into the touches just to help out the defensive line.
Oh, Tika. Here we go. Auckland getting down to the end of the field they want to be with a couple of touches up their sleeve. Number 6 from Auckland, Paul McGrath, setting a good platform. And with momentum like that, there is only one answer you want, and that's a touchdown. Man, that was some good flow attack.
Yeah, I like that flow, and I like the word platform you used. It's just a good, solid, positive carry there, and it's just an easy scoop, keeping the defence in two minds, and the late sub on. No one's defending him.
Oh, beautiful play. If they can keep that momentum, anyone can be at dummy half. I'm not taking anything away from the man that scooped through, but with a platform like that, mate, steam train can go through that hole.
Yeah, they're making it easy for themselves out there, Auckland. As we see a beautiful right to left. I think that's the first long ball of the match. So they have it all out there. So we see just under a minute to play. And that's about one set. So Auckland will look to strike once more before the half. Some good yards here. Chewing up down the middle. Look to bring some fresh legs on. Yeah, a bit of ballroom dancing out there as well. We're seeing it all out there, Georgie.
Nice cuddles, nice love, nice swing around. I'd like to see which call the referee calls. I think he's calling a penalty. He's very direct with the mark. Oh, it's grabbing to the attacker. Okay, I'd like to see that dance move again on the replay to see if someone's got away with a goodie.
So, here in Rotorua International Stadium, last play, what could possibly be the last play of the first half, e hoa. Watch the Uffy replay here. It looks like there's been a bit of a collision with the referee. See the nice left to right pass. And he's in for all money there. What are your thoughts, Georgie?
Very unlucky. Referee has the opportunity to come infield to help out with defence and got caught off guard slightly on that occasion where the ball quickly come back out to the right. So he was caught on the field. I'm not sure if it was all money, but I would be throwing my hands in the air for the North Harbour person. But that was a good bunt off. How would you rate the bunt off?
Yeah, absolutely. We talked about the physicality of this game. There's been a bit of dancing out there. There's been a couple tackles out there, actually. But we see this North Harbour side up 5 points to 3 at halftime. We'll go to this North Harbour huddle first. E hoa, what would they be saying in this?
Yeah, it's good to see Nada Mube stepping up here and doing the calls, leading from the front. New Zealand Open men's player of the past. He knows his stuff, and it's good to see him giving back to the game and keeping these boys in the game. I'm sure he'll be saying we're winning a lot of the midfield, but Auckland is slipping back into it. Once we get to the 5, we're looking pretty potent, but we've got to stay in this game with good fitness and good control.
Absolutely, and we've talked about a few provinces that are juggernauts at this national competition, Auckland being one of them. They're down 2 points, but they're not out.
Definitely not out, and we saw a phase there. We talked about that platform of hard drives. It's a good old-fashioned hard rucking is one of the best moves that you can have, and Auckland showed it there on one occasion and then capitalised on the end of that. So if we see a few more of those from Auckland, they're back in this game because the good old hard grind, it's a good one.
Yeah, absolutely, and in the previous game, Open Mixed Division, we mentioned the refs really pulling a big 5 as well. So we see a lot of flow at this tournament, allowing these players to really express themselves.
Yeah, and that's the beauty, eh? We don't want to see a game all based on defence where people win their faces. We want to see flair. We want to see open space play, scoops, late cuts, drives, quick stepping, all that type of stuff. That's all we come to see. That's why people come to the live stream. That's why they go to Sky Sport 9 and Sky Sport 8 to watch this coverage. So I think they'll be happy with what they're seeing out there. A little bit of the Warriors techniques coming in, bit of ballroom dancing, Mani Vatibai, watch out. There's a few people out there coming for your spot. So I'm interested to see what happens in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's been a free-flowing game, allowing these players to really express themselves. And like Georgie said, there has been no shortage of razzle-dazzle out there. So we'll see Auckland. They will kick off the second half. and it's good for them because they are down 2 points. So if they can claw one back and get back into this arm wrestle, they'll be right back into this game.
Yeah, definitely, and the arm wrestle's there. And if you look at to one side, there's over 500 years of touch experience on the field or on the sideline when you add up all these years that they've been playing. So they've definitely got the nous. If they can deliver it in the next 20 minutes, it's going to be an interesting game.
Yeah, I'm having a look at some of the stats, asking some of the players how long have they played. One answer was too long. So we see this 40 men's side. This that last pass for the Auckland team. A positive start with a repeat set.
Yeah, McLeaver, he managed to get a fingernail in there just to put the ball off course from Berry. Otherwise, it would have been touchdown in the corner. Auckland get a repeat set. Hazley setting up with a 32 peel, gets the wrap around. He goes low.
Oh, unfortunate there, I feel, Paraha. Nice little 21 dingo.
Yeah, you can't complain. Referee was right there to make. He was in the best spot possible to make that call. Berry this time gets the pass out. No fingertips involved. One referee's calling a touch. Yeah, he's happy with a touch. Auckland get to play out the rest of the set.
Yeah, some very good control out there by the referees. They're very decisive with their calls as we see Berry. He goes down the short side, a beautiful little pop. And Auckland start off the second half with a great try.
Yeah, Domi replay, and sometimes they got some hot noodles. But looking on the field here, Barry with the diving pass off the 32 split. And a beautiful chop. We talked about chops earlier. You're only as good as your choppers because they open up holes. And if you do it well, today it's your gift and reward. Touchdown to the link.
Yeah, tika e hoa. As we see North Harbour with their first possession of the second half. They'll just reset themselves. They'll pull it back. Look to go to this 32 play. It's going to the loop. It's just an easy little play there, but some good defence by Auckland.
Oh, we've just switched stadiums, man. Listen to the noise. It is just stepped up. Well, Auckland just know that they're back in this game. The crowd has gone wild. The sub-box is showing a voice to their players out there. If they hold out this one and get a good set on the next one, who knows what will happen. We have a game on our hands. Auckland 4, North Harbour 5.
Yeah, we say touch is a game of momentum. And we see a little shift here towards the North Harbour side. They hit back for their first one of the second half.
With the SAS Sport replay holding up in the middles. Here we go, Lulu with a dump split. Not the most masculine nickname, but here we go. The big man gets low. He knows how to get down, whether it be on the field or with a party in town.
Auckland back with the ball now. So they'll bring a bit of confidence into the second half, knowing that they can break this North Harbour defence. So we see this backdoor play going down, coming back down the short side. A little bit of miscommunication there for the Auckland team.
Yeah, Paraha knows where to go at dummy half, but so does North Harbour. When he's on the ball there, did you see how tight the North Harbour defence were? So it looks like the options are going a little bit wider than when he's on the ball because North Harbour know his game well.
As we see North Harbour quick to turn defence into attack. There's a 2-on-1 opportunity out on the left-hand side. And this North Harbour team go bang, bang.
Straight back to basics here. Juddy sets up a goodie, and it's just momentum on the back foot. Stacey with the peel wrap around. Does his basics well. He's been around that guy. When it comes to delivering a goodie, he puts in the good one in the corner.
So North Harbour extend their lead here in the second half. Unofficial score, I think, is 7-4. So Auckland Just another little mistake there. Inviting North Harbour back into this game. So we see they'll make their way up the side of the field there just to bring on some fresh legs. They'll look to bring these back doors on. Spread the field a bit. Yeah, unfortunately, some little errors creeping into this game.
Yeah, the speed that this game has gone to is, that's what happens. When you're playing at a frantic place like that with minimal oxygen in your tank, things tend to slip up now and then. But it's been good so far. Auckland had a very good sniff, but North Harbour have put a little bit of distance in between them, a bit of a safeguard.
Yeah, just penalised there, being in the ruck. It's North Harbour defence, so Auckland down 3 at the moment. If they can hit back here, they'll be right into this game. Good dive there.
Yeah, nice little option there. I see Tony Stevens. He's been solid there, number 8, doing his yards, doing his defence. I'd like to see what he can do on the ball. Hazy looks wide this time. Nice chop. It was a little bit further to the wing. Well read by the winger.
Yeah, it was a nice chop line there, but there were 3 defenders looking to shut that down. So I'll come to this 32 platform. They'll go back to the open side, and it's a beautiful right to left. Unfortunately, just that last catch didn't quite stick.
Yeah, unfortunate. He read it well. Last time he saw that the opening was wide. Got a replay, loaded right to left, and it was questionable if it was a try or not. And there goes some rock solid defence.
Yeah, we talked about the physicality in this one. Both teams.
Oh, he touches quite hard the first time. He must have smiled too hard on that touch. Got penalised for showing the gums. Or was it the guns?
I think it was a bit of both there. But we see this North Harbour side back onto the attack. Coming with the sweep play. Defensive Auckland is up to it. They go for a quick second phase here, and he's broken the line. Beautiful pass there. Unfortunately, number 1 there, Bishop couldn't take it.
Here he goes. There's Stacey's double banger. Sets up a good play. And Willie Walker once again just does not muck around. He's here to play. Just shoots from dummy half. Mate, he needs to change his name from Walker to Speedster.
So we see him break the line. I reckon he could have held the ball maybe a bit longer there, but a bit of confidence just to throw that Hail Mary. We see Berry back out there. No, off the mark. I think they're going to call it. Ref hasn't given the mark yet, so he's calling this North Harbour side back.
It's a game of inches. Oh, he's a dramatic man, this Stacey Tapsell.
Also shows a bit of experience. This North Harbour side is up by 3, just to slow the ball down, slow the pace of the game, dictate it a little bit, complete some sets, and win the arm wrestle towards the back end of the second half. Ball to ground there. Tamaki Makoto look to come to this box set. Berry with a beautiful upright run there. Ball in 2 hands, giving himself options. And they'll look to come wide here. They only have 5 on at the moment, Auckland. Be interesting to see if they could score. Now they have their 6th man on, and a dummy with a beautiful pass. Unfortunately, the ref is calling it back. Touch pass. Some positive attack there, Georgie.
Yeah, positive attack. The first 2 touches were great. Slowed down a little bit and then pulled something out on the 5th and final. And let's break the game down into 3 phases here. These are the first 2 setting touches. If they're good, usually get a good flow on for 3 and 4. And then 5 and 6, the attacking options open up. So far we've had the first 3 very good, but then a fundamental error gives a transition. So let's have a look at the next two couple of sets for our viewers at home that are looking to understand the game of momentum, how it sort of accumulates throughout the field.
Yeah, there's been a theme in the commentary box. Is this word momentum? It does shift from one team to another. Auckland hoping to gain a bit here as we see a second phase play with a nice little cut. But I like how this defence of the North Harbour team, they're all pushing and pulling all together at once.
Yeah, well connected, this North Harbour team. So the ball crossed field, the shutters were there was no gaps. There was holes out wide, but hey, when you're shutting that good, you can't get the pass out that wide.
Yeah, fortunate enough to have Pete in yesterday, and he said the best place to score in a defensive team is out wide, so they're keeping tight in the middle here, this North Harbour side, forcing these little errors to creep into the Auckland attack. So they get it back. This is where they've found a lot of space in their transition. 3-4 hard drives straight up the side. They'll look to come in for a nice platform for this fifth touch. And there's some wheels out there. And that's not a bad set.
Yeah, we're talking about those 3 phases, 2 touches, 3 and 4 touches, and 5 and 6. And that was a great set of defence by Auckland. But Stacey Tapsell on the 5th and final makes something. And because the defence was so good, they shut him down. But it was end-to-end touch from 5 metre to 5 metre. If you're going to score, that's good. But if you're not, you want to get them down to the other end. And they did a great job there. So success for North Harbour.
Yeah, some good work here by this team north of the bridge. They make their way back up the field here. And they do have their striker out there, Tapsell. He'll come on the back door. Oh, he comes back outside. Nice little swerving run there, Georgie.
Yeah, and the big man gets down once again. Stacey Tapsell on the sweep with the One Foundation replay. Nice little bow. Goes down. Stacey Tapsell with all the time. Auckland disarray. There he goes again. Allen, Lulu, Lindstrom.
Yeah, some nice attack there by this North Harbour side, who extend their lead to 4 points with just over 7 minutes to play. And that's a coach killer for this Auckland side. An error off the tap. Not too sure what happened there.
Maybe 7 on, a bit of confusion if you usually get a penalty at halfway. I'm not too sure. The referees were out of range of our screen. Nice. If it's not broken, keep doing it. The old sweep play. Coming back short side. Poihepe on the ball. Kahi. Speedster or Walker.
It's a beautiful play there. Nice 32 platform. Hitting that link chopper. Unfortunately, didn't come off that time. No doubt they'll look to go back to that play as we see Auckland bring some fresh legs on. And these little errors are killing this Auckland team in the second half, Georgie.
Yeah, there's some good set there, just a little bit of confusion there. What I liked there was Damien Bishop for North Harbour. A work rate from out on the wing there, stopping a few of those touches and then coming and doing some yards and getting back out wide, ready for a long pass. He wants another dot down there in the left-hand corner.
So we see North Harbour side just relentless with the attack. Looking to run another play here. It's just a 3-3 with the scoop. Nice little dummy, creating space. North Harbour just toying with this Auckland defence out there.
Oh, it's beautiful with a touch 360 replay. It's beautiful to see. Nice little quickie step. Ball in 2 hands. Let's talk about the ball in 2 hands. The show and go. Nice work off the ball. Let's give this guy a pillow and blanket, mate, because he's doing a lot of time on the ground. Lulu, another touchdown. That's 4 for him from my calculations. Pull out the abacus.
Yeah, he's hot out there at the moment. So let's see what Auckland can do. 5 minutes to play. They're down 5. Some good attitude out there. Never say die. We see this Dingo play again. Coming down the short side, but just that same chain defence of this North Harbour side. One player goes, the other 3 are with him.
You caught it right, the old Eddie. You must have played this game before because you can see some great stuff. There it is, exactly what you called. The connection has been tight and limiting time. They're getting up in their faces, giving them the pressure options, so they have to flick it with no time to look if someone's there.
Yeah, absolutely. This Auckland side is planting the ball on the 5, and North Harbour are meeting them almost at the advantage line. 4-5, they're getting 4 or 5 metres off the line, just stopping that passing lane. So it's good defence here by this North Harbour side. They make their way up the field here. Look to get some fresh legs on. Going back to this 21 scoop. And they'll get rewarded with a penalty offside.
The selling skills of the man. Sell ice to the Eskimos.
He's got it all out there.
Sand to the Arabians. He didn't even have to flash his smile that time. Lundstrom hits the ground once again. Walker. Puehepe combining. Taps all into Link. Looks infield, could it be a tricks? Yep, the old ninja play. I'm sure Hazley used to do that move with those 2 gentlemen. Wrong move to do on Hazley Paraha.
Yeah, he read it out there like a book. He was attacking team. They put their eyes up and he's already in the lane just waiting for that pass to come through. Unfortunately, it didn't stick. Would have streaked 60 metres down the field as we see another tricks out play. Just running out of space down this left side. So they'll just realign. Got a couple more touches up their sleeve. They'll look to this 32 platform. They'll come to this loop play. And it's a dive. But the defence was there to shut it down.
Oh, there's a lot of bodies in there. And when you see the big man come up, you're worried who's not going to.
So just under 2 minutes to play.
He's good. Wipe the blood off. Oh, referee's not happy with it though. The hardness of the man. Berry's been solid throughout this game. He's the man they need on for the final minutes for attack. I'm sure you're going to give it a wipe.
Chuck some Vaseline on there. And we're good to go. Oh, and it's just a beautiful 32 pick with a short chopping line from this clinical North Harbour side.
Yeah, beautiful play here. Nice set here, dummy half, and watch this chop. You couldn't get a better chop at the butchers, mate. Jingers, that was nice work there. Harbour all over this game now. 10 points to 4. What have Auckland got in the back pocket for a last creative minute of this game?
So, Auckland will be wanting to say last try wins, and they will have a crack at it. As we see, this 32 looping platform. The defence was up to it. Touch 5 here, 40 seconds to play.
Yeah, Puehepe beautifully getting off the line there, because that was a nice dive position, but because Puehepe got up and lifted off the try line, he had to go through him to try and get that diving touchdown. Nice work. You must have some experience in this game, right?
So, we see the final hooter going in this one, 40s men's, and it's just a clinical effort out there by North Harbour.
Yeah, there were moments in this game. Auckland looked like they could bring it back, but then they put the foot on the throat, this North Harbour team, and it was 10-4, over and out to the Battle of the Bridge, North Harbour. Showstoppers today, taking it away, and we'll look forward to their results throughout the tournament. Touch. What a game.